Alright folks, welcome to this video. In this exciting episode, you find us here in the wild Perthshire hills. And something pretty cool, like I noticed from the road, it looks like there's some abandoned wonders down this hill. So we're going to have a look. It could be like a private residence, so if it is, we'll just turn and go back up the road. But if not, it could be cool just to have a walk about and enjoy the history. Imagine what went on here back in the day. This is a proper gate here. It might be not abandoned. We'll find out. There's some interesting like walls and stuff there. I'm not sure what that's been, but that whole area there is built up with stones. It's maybe been like a little farm area. It's probably still used. It's probably just like a little farm track. But with a location like this, I'm not going to give away the exact location for like vandalism's sake and stuff. I can hear a bird like making a hell of a noise. Look at this, folks. Wow. Welcome to the abandoned wonder. I think this is an abandoned farm by the looks of things. It'll probably be owned by like a local farmer. He'll have like bigger sheds and a better house somewhere else. Little farms like this just fall into decay over the years. So you can just imagine the old forestry majors come around this corner, pulling the old wooden trailer. And you can imagine the old Morris miner parked in this shed back in the day. And it's like a post-apocalyptic scene here, folks. Look at that. At one time this would have been a hustling, bustling farm. And now it lies here abandoned on the Perthshire countryside, folks. Look at it, look at this angle here. Stunning. And look at this old farmhouse here. We'll love an abandoned farmhouse on this channel, folks. It looks like they probably still use this area for like sheep and stuff like that. The little porch here is in probably the best condition of the whole house. Look at that, it's amazing. Wow. Look at that, folks, look at the old light switch. And then it's had like a white door handle that's been broken. Oh, the old lock. Yeah, it absolutely stinks in here, folks, and the reason for that is because of that unit there. Right, folks, I'm gonna go past the dead animal. Look at these old sinks here, wow. That's in the little kitchen kind of area there. Like a larder. Looks like they've got shelves there. I'm totally covering my face here, folks. That is stinking. Look at it. Decomposing. If you had smell-o-vision, you would be appalled. Look at this. I'm being careful because there's a lot of like electrical wires hanging about, and you never know with places like this, folks. See, I think originally this has been the actual door, the front door, and then the porch bit has been put on at a later date. Because look at the old, that's been an external window at one time. Wow. So just imagine this, look, it's had a little peak in the roof there. This has been the wee farmhouse, like it's had a second story, a wee bedroom probably, with a window looking out on the wild hilltop there. And then look, it's had wooden panels on the inside with plaster at the top. Wow. Real history, folks, right here on the channel. Look at that, look at the old glass in the windows. It's crazy to find history like this, it's just decaying. falling apart. Just imagine it in its heyday. Look at that there. I think we saw one of them in one of the abandoned houses I was in recently. There was one of those hooks hanging up above the fire. So that shows you all houses had them back then. The old door. And then I can see here, look, they've had like a fireplace at one time, and then it looks like it's been modified to be like a log burning stove or something. And then there's been some little corner bit of there with a cupboard. Look at that. That's so cool. The old roof windows there, because the slates and stuff's still hanging in where the bush is. I can just imagine them looking out this window and the cows getting herded past when the farm was a thriving place. Anyway, let's continue this mission round, see what else we can find. There's another room there, but it's kind of been blocked off when the roof's fallen in. Wow, I'll get a photo of this. So this has been the wee farm garden here. Oh, look at this. Is this no a thing for making butter? Is it butter or cheese, folks? I should know this. Is it a cheese press? I think potentially that's what this is. Look at that. This is real history right here, folks. Again, most farms would have had this back in the day. A place like this reminds me of when like I used to go and stay at some relations in my summer holidays. Their farmhouses were just like this, but obviously not run down. But I can remember there was one of these as well. I think it was a cheese press. But then also they used to make butter and stuff like that back in the day. They made everything on the farms back then. Look at this, old window. So cool, like. So I'm not sure if this has been like maybe a second house. There's maybe been two wee houses. Look at the front door, it's had a double front door there. Oh aye, this is incredible, folks. Look at that, it's the fire and that's still sitting there. And look, this is had an upstairs as well. Oh look, what do these bricks say on them? It's so interesting to see all the different names of the different bricks. And then you get an idea of like where the materials came from that certain places were built for. Look at the fire. The one time it's had this in the front of it. That's like the proper fireplace. Oh aye folks. That's a historical nugget right there, look at that. It's still got the tiles and stuff like that. Then look at the detail on the metalwork. It's a historical gem. Wow. And the one at the other end is still in place. Look, here's a better brick. Look, we can read this one. Kilmarnock. That's where those stones came from. J&R Howie, Kilmarnock. Real history, folks, right here on the channel once again. Look at this. One day about, look at this fire. Look at that, that's so cool. That's like the old cast iron fire fronts. It's in great condition. And then look, it's had the little upstairs windows. Also a feature this house has had, you can see the hinges here from the old wooden shutters. That's what they had back then to keep the cold drafts out and stuff like that. It wasn't curtains or blinds back then, it was wooden shutters. And they really worked, they kept kept the warm air inside the building. But wow, what a scene. So I'm thinking that probably would have just been one house at one time. That would have been the farmhouse. And there would have been a door going through to that other bit. It would have been a fair size of a building in its day, like. But a lot of the farmhouses were. That would have been a big farm. But compared to the modern, like, way things are, it's just a small little farm now. And it's probably just been like amalgamated into the original. Well, there'll be a farm nearby probably, and like they'll own this now. But literally it's just part of a sheep field nowadays. That's why it's cool to come and like document something like this before it just disappears into the ground. What a spot, folks. This is literally like a bit windy here because it's just on the edge of the valley here that drops off across to Perthshire. This is just literally like stepping back in time coming here. Look at this. Look at the old animal areas. What would you call it? Cow stalls. Look at that, the way that's made out of some sort of like shiny clay type material. And look, this is where they would have holstered the animal to when they were feeding it. Wow, this is just amazing. Okay, look, this door leads off through, but we're not really wanting to go through buildings that's locked or closed, because it's private. And I think the boys still use this maybe for like doing stuff. It doesn't look like this part's been used much, like, but look at that, it's just like a wee shed. I don't know if that's a wee fireplace. Maybe years ago to keep the animals warm. And then look, they've had a wee bit in here. I don't know if it would have been for their pigs or what. And look, here's the back of the farm here. And they had loads of wee buildings and outhouses and stuff like that. Like, there's old lights off or something. Some vintage tractor or something like that. Years of history, folks. But I come to areas like this with respect. That's why I'm not going to give away its exact location, so vandalism doesn't come and things didn't get damaged. See here, this must have been like where their pigs were kept, I'm thinking now. This could be their wee pig shed. And then this must have been like the farm yard kind of bit. Some of these old walls must be like ancient. It looks like it's been abandoned since like the 50s or before it. But I think this bit here looks like it's better kept. That's why I wasn't just going to go like in the door. But saying that, look, it's wide open at this side. Look at that, what's that device? Micro furnace. Toronto, Canada it's made. See, it looks like this has been used for a garage or a shed, because that's a more recent repair over here. But originally it's had a little fireplace. It is interesting, folks. It would be cool to find like an old bar and mill or something like that. Look at the old light fitting up there. Incredible. I think that wooden door must be at the other side of that. Maybe at one time this was like rented out as a storage or something for a joiner or a local person, who would even know. Maybe after they stopped using it as a farm, they just started using it for storage. Look at this. Scrap metal and stuff being dumped. There's an ancient jerry can lying there. A historical artefact. Look at this, folks. Tell me what I think this actually is. Look, it's bits for a Land Rover. Incredibly sought after nowadays, the Land Rover bits. It's like this has been another, like, even older house. Maybe the original farmhouse. Look at that, that bonnet's been there for so long that the stone has just eroded its way through. That is crazy. Look at this, here's some ancient 1950s kitchen appliances, folks. Look at that. Oh aye, look at that, rapid it's called. It's a top loader, I think, tumble dryer. And that's like a fridge, I think. What's this? Oh, that's the old vintage cooker. So even the scrap here is very old, folks. Maybe when they cleared it out in the 1950s. Look at this. Look, there's clogworks and stuff in there. What does that even mean? There's a cog and a wheel. Oh, is it a bit of an old, like, cedar or fert spreader or something, potentially? Old teapot and stuff. There's a lot of broken old china. And it could have been like the Ferrum Midden after a while. Look, this bonnet's got like a grill hole in it. So that might make it easier to know what type of car it's off. And also it's got these weird cutouts, which is unusual. An old car, like. And then I think these must be ancient farm buildings down this side. I think there's some real ancient history at this site. I think that bit we've just been in up until now has been the youngest bit of the farm. Like all these bits here have just fallen in, but they've all been separate little bitties. Like this wall here and stuff is far younger than like this. Look at this building. No way, it's crazy. I think the upstairs in this place will be too far gone. Yeah, it's just, it must have been a garage, look at one time. Now it's just been cows and stuff that's been living in it. Some old wooden shelves. Wow. Look at this, they've had like a little feeding thing here. I think that's what it's been. And look at that, there's an old like furnace or aga, like fireplace type of thing. Just quite random, like this beam has come down for somewhere as well. We'll take a wee look up the stair if it's safe. I'm hoping I can take a look in that door. This is incredible, folks. I've not had a proper explore like this for ages, but like I say, now we're getting out and about again, like we can document history further afield. Oh aye, these old stone steps have got so much character. Oh aye, good luck going in there, folks. Look at that, there's loads of old car parts there. Is that not a door for a Citroen 2CV? Yeah, that could be what that bonnet could be, a Citroen 2CV bonnet as well that we just saw. Or a Citroen Diana. That's what I think these seats are as well. So somebody that's lived here's had that. And these panels look like mint condition. That's even still got its blue interior cloth on it. Incredible. And look, there's a light over there as well. And I think like those other lights that we saw earlier in this video, the orange ones, that's what they'll be from too. The roof's just totally caving in. There's probably been a lot more parts in here, I think, at one time, and over the years they've just all gone. Crazy. I can see that that brick there says Wellwood on it, so that's another name again. These look like granite steps, these here. I think there's like a serious amount of granite. I don't think I took a look at this end of the building here, folks, so we'll just have a wee quick squint around. Look, has this been pigs and stuff in here maybe? It's crazy, it's like something you would see on James Herriot, except like the life's lost out of this farm. It is just like travelling back in time, and like everyone's disappeared, and then you just walk around the farm and there's no one there, no animals. It's just crazy. But before I finish this incredible explore, folks, I've just noticed there's a stone structure over here, and it could have been what a lot of farms had at one time. It could be a lime kiln, so we'll go and take a look at that. It's like walking about in a Scottish postcard, folks. Old buildings like this, just lost in time. Wow, that massive sandstone lintel there is broken down the middle. That is some size of a lintel to just be sandstone. It must have been crazy to cut a bit of sandstone that size. There's an even longer bit above that door at that side. That's just 2 pieces of sandstone. It's like a massive door. Anyway, folks, let's go and look at this ancient historical wonder over here. Look at this here, folks. Look, it's an ancient historical wonder at the edge of this field, and I just wonder what it's been. It's an ancient building, I think. I think maybe the earliest parts of that farm at this side probably are about the same age as this here. But I wonder what it is. I wonder if it's been a water shed kind of bitty. It's full of scrap and like old bottles and jars and bits of stuff. It's like it's been used as a midden. Whoa, my feet are totally sinking here, folks. It's, oh, no way, no. Oh my goodness me, my foot is soaking. But that's what happens, folks. Real adventures. Look at this, it's been used as a midden, because there's a bit of an old glass Coca-Cola bottle. Yeah, but I don't know what originally it's been. It's maybe just been a little shed at one time for the sheep. If this was one of their fields, maybe they built a little stone shed at the corner of it. But then it's just been filled in with like debris over the years. Because like you can see, that's the size of it. When I saw it from a distance, I thought it might be like a lime kiln or something like that, or an ice house. Here, I think over here there's a dead sheep lying, which is such a shame. I don't really want to go over to it, 'cause literally the ground here is just like soaking. But I don't think it's moving at all. It must be dead, so there's no point in going over. The ground here's a bit precarious, like it is a bog. Maybe I should try and get a photo of this from a different angle. Oh, I got wet feet a minute ago when I was here. So I reckon a building like that will be dating back to about in the 1600s at some point. So that shows you ancient history right here on the channel. Because it's so far gone now, like you can just imagine, it's been there for so long, out on this moor. That's the best way to describe this land here. It's a wild, desolate moor, perfect for sheep grazing. But literally, you hit to watch where you walk, or your feet just go under. It's incredible, like. So all the gates at abandoned farms like this are just tiny because they didn't have massive tractors and equipment back then. They probably just had enough room for the animals to get through, and they would have had a small gate. But there you are, folks. We've explored another cool bit of history here today before it totally falls down. I can see evidence here that it's just about falling right down, so it was cool to see it when that roof and that's still standing. You could really get an aspect of like what it's all been. And like the size of these sandstone lintels is just massive. Look at it, it's just broken through. Maybe on a stormy night. Like there's some weird like wooden brackets and stuff there, and the old shelving. What a place, folks. It's got so much character. See, bits like this would have been in the wall probably for the air getting into the animals. But there's like little windows galore. Little square window up there. And then this one here, so it is unusual. I think at one time this building here has carried on all the way up, and then when it's come down they've just sloped these walls just to give that end wall there some support. But I think each of these would have been their own little sheds, probably for animals and that. Probably 1700s, this end of the farm was on the go, I think. And I think also that there would have been the house at that time. The placement of the windows and that is funny in the house, but I think it's ancient. Like, I get that feeling. The way the stones is built and the stones they've used. And then I think that would have been the younger farmhouse at the far side, which is ancient even to this day. But then look here, at the end of the building there's like a lead. So I wonder if down here they had a little mill wheel or something. Maybe that was the old mill shed at the bottom. If they had a stream with a lead or something, it might have run out below here. Because this is like a channel here. And then an unusual bit down here. Look, there's like a sandstone bitty. And that's the only sandstone they seem to have used on the original build is like round the doors and windows. So I wonder if it's been a lot lower and that's been a walkway there. That's what it's been, folks. We've just figured it out. This was actually a door in front of me here. And that would have led under, and all this wasn't here. See, that's what I totally believe that is. And another crazy detail, this must be, oh no, here I'm just getting back and forward with my history here, again, pondering the history of it as I look at it. Maybe that was a lead, because look, running it down here out of the wood is a raised piece of ground, which could have maybe had a pipeline in it, or just an open waterway. And look at this old stone thing here for sorting out the animals. Again, the shape of a thing like this, so you could get the animals like where you need them. Look, this middle bit rotates round, and then look, you dip them in here into the sheep dip. They go in, sploosh, and then through. Look at that old hand valve there. And then out this side is your dip sheep. The sheep dip, I think, just like stops any like animals and stuff biting them, like any wee beasties and that. So that's what that is there. And then look, there's a wee kind of pathway up the side of that. But I'm thinking I'm going to walk out of here onto this. Instead of going up the road, I'm going to walk in here and see where this leads. It's a cool wee adventure for the end of this video. This will probably end up being quite a long video, but we've just had a proper in-depth look that abandoned farm, which is so cool. There's got to be a reason this whole bit here's built up. Not unless this is like the original farm road in, but this is right in line with that thing that I thought was a lade. Look at it, the wall leads right off. Oh my goodness, the bushes are so thick here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through. Whoa. Perseverance, folks. Oh my god, I hate to be careful here. Look, it is like a lake. So has there been a waterway or a pipe there, folks? Look, that's where the thing leads off that direction. And then from here, there's water been running recently. Look, there's definitely been a waterway here. Wow. So, that will have been a lade that we saw at the side of the farm. This is conclusive evidence here. This has been dug out like a dam. And it must have been fed from a pipe. Oh, whoa! My foot just disappeared right into there. Look at that. But look, folks, there we go, there's the outlet. That fed the sluice, turned the mill wheel at the dam. Wow, my foot is just frozen cold. Look, there's a safe in there. That's evidence of criminal activity. That's the third time I've found a safe while I've been exploring. Clearly the water's been deeper and that's been thrown in there. But good luck getting it, because your foot in it will just sink right in there. Whoa, I can't believe how wet my foot is now. Oh, I feel it just squelching. Look, there's waterways dug right around here. What is this about, folks? Look at it, this is a proper built waterway here. With the stones. I wonder if that's the original, that could be the original like overflow from the dam. And then that little pipe that we saw would have been feeding their lade. And one of those holes that we saw going into the building, maybe the small window at the top, would have been where the shaft went in to drive the mill. So it's so interesting. You can see for here that it's been totally built with a double wall. And I'm not sure how far up that way it goes. So I'm following this up, and it goes up quite far. Look at the way this wall's still standing. Tiny little stones they've used, and also massivines. And it's just like, look at it, it's just, how is that even standing? There's trees pushing on it and stuff. This waterway keeps on going, so I'm looking to see how big the dam was for their lade. I've come so far on this mission, I thought I have to check this out, or it was a waste of time. Oh, here we are, look. This has been the top. That's an original entrance there. This has been the top of their little dam. And they've had that dry stone dike leading right around the edge of it. And all this water, oh look. Wow. Look at that, folks. See, like the time they took to build things and that back then, it's incredible. Because when they built this dike, they wanted to keep it going, so they've put a flat stone and then built their dike over the top of it. So the feed for their loch can still come in here. It's just history from so long ago, folks, that literally, like, if you looked around here you wouldn't even know. But like, we've uncovered it here by tracing it from the farm back to the source. It's like, it's incredible to do that. Exclusive right here on this channel, folks. Let's have a look over here. Like, wild forest at the other side. Oh, it looks like the water bypasses here. Maybe at one time that was blocked. Anyway, that's more interesting history, folks. I love the way they used water and sluice mechanisms and anything like that to power whatever they had back then. It's been a huge feat of engineering because there's a massive like mound the whole way down that side. Again, it's like 600 metres or maybe more to the other end of this, where we saw the pipe, well, the opening in the stone leading down to the farm. Right then folks, I'll end this video here. That's been a cool walk about here, looking at another bit of history, never seen before on the channel. Maybe next time I see it, it'll be on the ground, flattened by the next storm. Anyway, I'll end this one here. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one very soon.